Gye buvuddeko twakulaga emboozi y'ennyonyi eya Uganda Airlines bwe yakwamira ku kisaawe eky'e Dar es Salaam ku kisaawe ekimanyiddwa nga Julius Nyerere. Obudde obwo abantu abali ku nnyonyi eyo baayisibwa bubi nnyo olw'okubamalira obudde kuba yamalawo ekiseera ekiwerera ddala nga n'ensonga ze baatuwa zaali nsonga z'amafuta nti yali eweddemu amafuta ng'ogenda okufuna amafuta gye bagajja baalwisibwa olw'eyo endagaano yaabwe yagambibwa nti baali tebannaba kugitereeza. Uganda Airlines ne kampani yali ebawa amafuta nga tebannaba kutereeza ndagaano yaabwe. Kakati olwaleero bano basambira waggulu oluvannyuma okutereeza ebintu bino eby'entambula z'ennyonyi nga diiru eri gye babadde balina ne bannaffe bali be bajjangako amafuta aba Dubai Farm, endagaano eyo bagikansolinze ne bafuna abantu abajja be bagendanga okufunako amafuta olw'okusobola okutereeza omulimu gwabwe abantu baleke okugudduka n'okubeevuma. Era bano oluvannyuma lw'okutereeza ekintu kyabwe kino ne bafuna endagaano ne kampani empya agenda obbawanga amafuta bakowodde bannayuganda ne bannansi bonna ennyonyi eyo gy'etuuka okwettanira ennyonyi yaabwe kuba kati eby'entambula byonna bagamba bigenda kubeera malidaadi sana, tebigenda kuddamu kugootaanyizibwa nga bwe twakiraba gye buvuddeko. Ogwo nno omundi gwe twakulaze si gwe gwadde gusooka, yakatuuka ku mbeera eyo emirundi egiwerera ddala ena ng'abantu beesooza bayomba obudde bwabwe kuba bumalira ku kisaawe olw'okubanga ab'amafuta tebannaba giteekamu. Kati ku luno bano bagamba embeera yonna eteredde teri kuddamu kukaaba era buli akozesa ennyonyi ya Uganda Airlines ogenda kuba oliisa buti. Nga bano nno bwe babadde bakasayininga ddiiru eno mu kiwandiiko kyabwe kye bakoze batandise bwe bati: Uganda Airlines is considering cancelling the contract with its fuel supplier Dubai-based mixed jet flight support after 2 incidents in which the carrier's flights were delayed at the Julius Nyerere International Airport in Dar es Salaam due to the late delivery of fuel. The airline weathered a public relations storm on July 12th after a passenger on flight UR 321 from Dar es Salaam to Entebbe shared online that the flight had been delayed because it had not paid for fuel. The flight's departure was delayed by 1 hour and 45 minutes, allegedly because Total, which is subcontracted to fuel the Uganda carrier on behalf of Mixjet, scrambled to find fuel following the exhaustion of its own suppliers at the airport. The claim went viral, generated heated debate, with many assuming that the aircraft had run out of fuel while airborne. However, the airline refuted these reports, saying that before departure, it is standard practice to ensure that the aircraft has enough fuel for its intended destination and enough fuel reserves an alternative airport if the need arises due to bad weather or any other unforeseen circumstances that could prevent a landing. Bagaya Waiswa, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Works and Transport, downplayed the crisis, saying it had been blown out of proportion. Airline was on solid footing, he said, and is preparing to launch long-haul services once the COVID-related travel restrictions are lifted. The fueling saga has led to a 4-way face-off between Uganda Airlines, its supplier, Mixjet, and subcontractors that operate the fuel farms at all of Tanzania's gateways, according to sources at the airline. This was the second time the carrier, which pays for its fuel in advance, was being subjected to such embarrassment. The airline's services from Dar es Salaam were first delayed on the 13th of May, again due to late delivery of fuel. While Mixjet is blaming Total and the airline for the delays, Uganda Airlines is angry that the supplier has not been proactive in resolving such incidents whenever they have happened. Uganda Airlines signed a contract for global fueling with Mixjet, which then subcontracts other suppliers on the ground to deliver the service on its behalf. Total is the subcontractor that is supposed to fuel the carrier at Entebbe and Dar es Salaam. The contract requires Uganda Airlines to pay for all its fuel stock a month in advance. The airline says it's paid for supplies for July on June 26th. The East African has learned that the events leading to the hold-up started when Total, which acts on behalf of MixJet but is also dependent on another company that operates the hydrants and fuel storage facilities at Zanzibar, Dar es Salaam and Kilimanjaro airports, ran out of services. As our agent, MixJet should be able to notify us well in advance of such disruptions, said Uganda Airlines, adding, MixJet was not available for comment. Uganda Airlines is uncomfortable with the clause in the contract that requires it to make advance payments for fuel because it exposes it to possible financial loss in the event of default by MixJet. The airline has now sought authority from its shareholders to exit the contract with MixJet and engage directly with suppliers to secure what they say are better and more favorable payment terms for fuel. Notice is given for termination of contract with MixJet and a new competitive and transparent procurement process is initiated to cater for the services currently provided for in the MixJet contract, the airline said. The fuel dispute comes against a backdrop of reduced services as the airline grapples with the downturn in business imposed by COVID-19 restrictions with daily flights to Dar es Salaam, Nairobi and Juba reduced to 1. Planned flights to London, Dubai, India and China have also been put on hold, either because countries are banning travelers from Uganda and vice versa. The airline has also been operating without a board following its suspension. Together with senior managers in late April, more managers, including the commercial director, procurement manager, 2 pilots, and human resource officer, were also sent on a 3-month suspension in mid-May. According to Mr. Bageya, who issued the suspension letters, there was discontent and dispute with the way the airline was being managed. The appointing authority decided that they should be sent on suspension for 3 months so that an audit of the airline could be conducted. We hope that at the end of the 3 months, some of them will be able to come back, he said.